Well, I went and did it again. I bought another one of these copies of Gibson's, this time an ES335 in the cherry red color. Total knockoff like the last one. This one has some better tuners on them. Yeah, they actually say Grover on them. How about that? And, of course, it says Made in USA and a serial number. We'll look that up later. That nice block mother of pearl. Fake mother of pearl, no doubt. Humbucking pickups. The pneumatic bridge that people don't like very much. And the stop bar tailpiece. There's a few flaws here and there. I mean, there's some dust nibs in here, and there's some bleed over in the finish here and there. Hard to see. Really minimal stuff. Otherwise, a totally gorgeous guitar. That is an amazing finish. You can really see the grain of the wood if you get it in the light just right. Looks really nice. I took it out of the box, tuned it up, plugged it in. It's got some fret buzz here and there. I raised the bridge by a quarter turn. Helped a little bit, but I think I'm going to go over the frets and level them and just kind of make sure it's working good. So I plugged it in, and the thing sounds exactly like you would expect an ES335 to sound. It's got that jazzy sound. That's really what I intend to do with it, just play basically jazz chords on it. I'm not much of a jazz improviser or lead player or anything. I like decording. I do a little bit of fingering, but not a lot. No fretboard, what do you call it, athlete. I don't go diddly. Anyway, Tickle Pink, $242 delivered. I couldn't be happier. I got my two Les Pauls hanging. And this guy, and don't tell anybody, I got two more coming. I got a Fender and another one of these in a beautiful finish. I'll do a video of those when they get here. This one took about 5 weeks to get here. So far I'm tickled. I'm going to learn a little bit, some luthier skills here with my guitars and get them in the best playing condition possible. So here it is, ES335 Gibson. After looking over some ES335s online, Google image search, I'm finding some major differences in this guitar and what Gibson put out. I think first I should mention that the headstock inlay I haven't seen on any other ES335. And if you look at the binding, it's like, I don't know, triple layer or something, all the way around the guitar. And that's unusual too. I haven't seen that on any of the images I looked at. And lastly, the fret hole binding was put on just a few guitars in the 60s, I think. And this one has it. So this is a little bit fancier than your standard ES335. And I did check the serial numbers on this one, and both my Les Paul, Gibson, and this one have similar serial numbers, and they both date to 2006. So there's a few numbers apart. So I think they just kind of like generically just use this 9-digit serial number on all their guitars. I'm sure there's dozens of them with the same number. It's kind of okay. Who cares? I mean, it's not the real deal. It's not meant to be the real deal. It's just a copy. With a little more research, I found that this guitar is closer to being an ES355 than a 335, in that the block inlays, the fancy headstock inlay, and the fancy binding and F-hole binding are all found on the ES335 stereo. And this is just like what I've seen on the stereos, except for it's missing the rotary switch that would go here. So it suits me just fine. I love this guitar. I think what I might do is I'll put a Dusenberg on a tremolo like I did on my Les Paul. They're a bit less expensive and they work just fine. And they don't take up any space on your guitar. Like if you put a Bigsby on this thing, you'd hook up back here and you have to remove this here. And I mean, it can be done without modifying your guitar, but it's just a big hunk of metal on there. And Dusenberg's nice and trim looking. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll put a doozy on this puppy right here.